have a race because I know it. Get in the car, get in the car, get in the car, get in the car. Go, 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 go.
Oh, that escalated quickly.
And we are not to be taken seriously at all.
Through and make it so it's impossible for this all day long. You're just wasting your time, man. Don't expect too much from us.
Hi and welcome to Bug Out Montana. My name is Harry, and once again we are upon that time of year where we eat lots of food and we find ourselves engorged with turkey and stuffing. But most importantly is Christmas, where unwanted guests invade our home. That being said, this month of December we're going to go ahead and run with the medical. And the medical out of the High Five to Stay Alive is so very important. It's almost like rolling the dice, you know? You never know when you're going to need it. But the most important bit is that you prepared for it. So with me is Scott. Scott has a long history in the Navy, and I'll just let him introduce himself. There we go.
Well, good morning. Hey, my name is Scott, and I was a Navy corpsman in the Marine Reconnaissance Unit, and I served from 1978 to 1991. I apologize about that one. You know, when you get old, you get CRS.
He's been around the block enough to be able to throw down some valuable information about what we're going to talk about.
Yeah, Band-Aids.
Band-Aids. Copious amounts of Band-Aids. So, let's get started. First of all, I guess we'd throw out the question on the table is, why would we ever need more than just one first aid kit? Why would we need more?
Well, you've got to have one for your car, or one on your person, and one in your backpack, one in your go bag.
So what you're saying is you can't foresee
one at home.
Future.
Yeah.
We can't see the future. We don't know when we're going to get cut or when we're going to get damaged physically, and so we want to make sure that once again we try to stack the cards, I guess, in our favor. And
Always.
Stacking the cards would consist of having an emergency medical kit in our house, one in our car, one at work. And that way, if somebody maybe other than ourselves are damaged in some way, we can be the guy with that medical kit and say, "Ha! Sucker! Guess who has the medical kit? Who doesn't?" Let's talk about medical and the future of medical, especially in a grid down scenario.
Well, that's the whole thing. In preparedness, whether it be today, tomorrow, or a month from now, or 10 years from now, we don't know what's going to happen. It could be literally a grid down where all electricity and communications goes away, to having a actual attack from some foreign country. Let's start out with a couple medical kits. I'm going to start with this little one over here. So in your first aid kit or your boo-boo kit, you're going to have basics like some 4x4 gauzes. You're going to have a cold compress. You're going to have like a elastic bandage, basic tape, Band-Aids. Basically, we talk about airway, breathing, circulation. That is basic first aid. In a combat situation, that kind of takes a different order, where bleeding takes order over airway. And not getting into a whole lot of teaching a class in that respect, take a combat life-saving course. Take a basic first aid class and a CPR class.
Very valuable.
That's a great way to start out and say, hey, I can do this. Then what's going to happen is you go from your basic boo-boo kit to a more austere setup, which is more of what is classified as a combat or a trauma kit. In the trauma kit, you're going to have a little bit more of the 4x4 gauze. You're going to have some wrapping type dressings. You're also going to have heavier like ABD pads, or what's a really good one are the non-smelling female maxi pads. Always extra gloves in your kit. And the thing that I see that doesn't come in a trauma kit are things like Quick Clot and your Israeli bandages and tourniquets.
Right.
These are things that you probably should carry or add to your kits.
So with all this great stuff in a trauma kit, we talked about the first aid or the boo-boo kit. What's really the big difference between that and a sick kit?
Sick kits are just that. If you have a head cold, a headache, maybe you've got the flu, those are going to be more the things that we see on an everyday basis.
A lot of people, they remember to put in the Tylenol, the ibuprofen, but they forget their day-to-day medications.
You're not going to be able to go to the doctor and say, hey, you know, I got this, and he can give you a Z-Pak. The Z-Pak is a high-strength, multiple-day medication that will help you fight the cold.
Okay.
But you may have to have some of this stuff on hand.
So very important to find someone who is educated in any of the medical fields, but also the idea of finding the value in that education and leeching off that value is so important. Like I'm leeching off of him. I use the word leeching because it's so true. It's so very true. But yeah, it's finding people who are educated and learning from them. There are plenty of times out there when you're going to have to learn as you go.
And learning is a skill set. I know a little bit more about medicine than Harry does. Harry knows a little bit more about
Everything, really. Oh, no. You guys have yourself a safe and effective day. See ya.